Hey there, 6th grade. In this video, we'll continue our study of percents. The topic of this video is how to find the percent of a number. And so I want you to read along with this scenario at the top with me. It says that the human body is made up mostly of water. About 67% of a person's total body weight is water. If Cameron weighs 90 pounds, how much of his weight is water? So in order to do this problem, we need to first of all remember that a percent is a part of 100. So if a person weighed exactly 100 pounds, then 67 of those 100 pounds would be made up of water. Cameron weighs only 90 pounds, so in order to find out how much of his weight is composed of water, we need to set up equivalent ratios that compares the 67 out of 100 with his total weight, which is 90. And we can do that by using a proportion. So if you look at the proportion I have set up below, we have 67 over 100, okay, and that compares the part, which is the 67, to the whole, which is the 100. And we get that from the fact that 67% of a person's body weight is water. We're going to compare this part and this whole to this part and this whole for Cameron. The part is what we don't know for this problem. That's why I'm using a variable there, in. And the whole, in this case, is Cameron's body weight. Cameron weighs 90 pounds, and so that is the whole on the right side of the equation. So now we'll solve this proportion in just a moment, but we're going to do that here actually in example 1 below. So in these examples, both 1 and 2, we're going to find the percent of each number using proportions. So number 1, again, is asking us to find what 67% of 90 is. So to do that, we're going to set up a proportion that compares 67%, which again we would write in terms of a fraction as 67 out of 100, to a whole of 90. And so we're trying to find out what is this part out of 90 that would be equivalent to being 67 out of 100. So remember, to solve proportions, we have to cross multiply. So we're going to take 67 times 90, first of all. And go ahead and show your work off to the side for that, please. If you do that correctly, 67 times 90 should give you 6,030, so 6030. And we set that equal to our other cross product, which is 100 times n, or just 100n. So now to solve for n, we need to divide both sides by this 100. And 6,030 divided by 100, remember, dividing by 100 is pretty easy to do in your head. You just have to think about where the decimal is and move that decimal point 2 places to the left. So for 6,030, the decimal is here. If I move it 1 and 2 places to the left, I get 60.3. Okay, so that means that 67% of 90 is 60.3. Okay, number 2, 145% of 210. So we're going to set up this problem with a proportion. Now remember, percent always means out of 100. So 100 is going to go in my denominator here. My percent, though, is 145. So that just means that on the left side, I'm going to have an improper fraction because I'm taking a percent greater than 100, 145 out of 100. And then equals of 210, that's my whole on this side. So I'm trying to find what part of 210 is 145%. Think about this for a moment. 100% of 210 would be 210. It would be the whole thing. So if we have 145%, our answer should be greater than 210. Okay? Percents over 100 mean that we're going to have improper fractions. So this answer here should be larger than 210 when we get done. So we're going to solve this proportion using cross products. 145 times 210. Please do that multiplication off to the side. If you do that correctly, you should get 30,450. And again, you might need to pause the video while you're doing these multiplications and then click play once you've done them. Please make sure you're practicing your multiplying. But again, 30,450 is what you should get. Equals, and then 100 times n is just 100n again. So now we divide by 100 once more. And again, we can use that moving the decimal 2 places to the left trick when we're dividing numbers by 100. If you do that correctly for this problem, the decimal point is to the right of the 0, so we move it 1 and 2 places, and we get 304.5. So that's how to find the percent of a number using proportions. On the back side, we're also going to look at how we can find the percent of a number using decimal equivalents. Okay, so let's look at number 3. This one asks us to find 8% of 50. Well, remember that 8% as a decimal can be written as 0.08. Okay, 8% as a decimal is 0.08. And then of, remember in mathematics, of typically means multiply. So we could rewrite this problem as 0.08 times our whole number 50. So if I take 50 times 0.08, what will I get? Well, if I multiply 50 times 8, I get 400, but because we're multiplying by 0.08, I need to put 2 decimal places behind my decimal point, so really this becomes 4.0, or just 4. So 8% of 50 is just equal to the number 4, and again we can do that by multiplying the decimal version of the percent by the whole part. I can do the same thing for number 4. 0.5% of 36. Well, 0.5% as just a regular decimal, without the percent sign, we would find that by taking the decimal point and moving it 2 places to the left. So 0.5% is the decimal 0.005. So if I take 0.005 times 36, that will give me 0.5% of 36. So let's do that. Okay, so we get a 180 there, and then we get lots of zeros here down below. So your answer, you get a 180 down below when all is said and done, but we have to add 3 decimal places to this answer. So this actually is 0.180. So 0.5% of 36 is actually just the decimal 0.18. Okay, example 5, this is a word problem. It says that Earth's total land area is about 57,308,738. The land area of Asia is about 30% of this total, and it asks us what is the approximate land area of Asia to the nearest square mile. So what this problem is really asking us to do is find 30% of this large number, 57,308,738. And we can do that using the decimal equivalents again. We could also use proportion for this one, but I think for this problem it'd be a little bit easier to change 30% to the decimal 0.3 and then make this a multiplication problem. 0.3 times 57,308,738. So if we do that, go ahead and try this now on your own, please, over here off to the side. You should get 17,192,621.4. And because this asked us to round to the nearest square mile, we would round this down to the nearest whole. So we get approximately 17,192,621 square miles. All right, if you had any questions about this video, be sure you have those written down. And until we see you again, have a nice day. You're all wonderful people.